This episode is sponsored in part by PTZ Optics. Why hire a camera operator when the control is in your hands? Visit ptzoptics.com for more information. And by NewTek, makers of the TriCaster TC1. Stun your viewers, not your accountant. Visit newtek.com for more information.
Well, hey guys, happy Dr. Seuss Day. Welcome to Game Time. We're going to have some fun tonight. As always, we have myself and Bill. How you doing, Bill?
Hello. I'm here.
I'm here. You're here. And of course, Jayde is here as well. She is not happy today, folks.
Yeah,
not happy.
Sums it up.
She's in a bad mood. She didn't have her coffee yet. Her kid's making her coffee, and she's still complaining. Complaining. That's all you've been doing all through pre-show. Complaining.
Oh, sorry. Somebody here has to do it.
So I got a question for you, Jayde, before we get into this. How's the tuna?
How's the tuna? The tuna?
I
love the tuna here.
How's the tuna?
I love the tuna here.
Nobody loves the tuna here.
I like where this is going.
Well, I'm glad you guys are here. We've got a lot to talk about tonight. Because like you guys, we like the tuna here. And so we're pretty excited with the recent leak. If you saw, there's been a lot of leaks going on. P-Dubs hit a video earlier about somebody was combing the instruction manuals of the Arcade 1-Up guys, and they found
Combing.
Oh, they were combing it. They were going through it with a fine-tooth comb.
Combing.
And they found that the next deluxe cabinet in the back is going to be Fast and the Furious.
Mm-hmm.
But before we talk about it, we got to show it.
Arcade 1-Up. News and notes.
I don't know. We were just wondering if MG comes in. MG,
are you in
paged.
here?
You're being
You better get in
paged.
here.
You haven't picked on me in 2 weeks. I don't know where you're at. I'm starting to wonder. But before we get into the Arcade 1-Up news, and that includes the Fast and the Furious leak, let's say hi to the people in the chat. We've got Stupid Fat Hobbit. We've got Papa Brad. We've got Biggie D. We've got Endless 1-Up. We have Carl O. We've got Mike Hawk. We've got Console Fanboy. We have, who else we got here? We got Langs or Chris. We also have Zero Cool. We have Adam Kalb. We have Corton. I'm not even going to pronounce your last name. We got Prince Malcolm. We got Richadello. All right, we got a bunch of guys in here. If I missed your name, I apologize, but thank you guys for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Bill, the plumbers. The plumbers need to be fixing stuff over at Arcade 1-Up. It seems like every couple of weeks. we
yeah.
leaks, huh?
We're starting to leak again. Definitely starting to leak again. It's happening already.
I don't know about you, but I'm kind of convinced that this is a on-purpose leak. Because let's talk about how this happened, okay? Because I don't want to spend a ton of time on this, but I find it interesting that Arcade 1-Up, and you guys have seen the port information, right? Have said it hasn't even come into customs yet. The brand new cabinet, the class of 80, the 80 class of 81. How on earth does somebody get a hold of it if it's not an inside job? Like somebody literally had to rip it off one of the cargo bays in order to get it, or from the warehouse. I mean, how do you not say that this is a controlled leak?
Well, apparently it was somebody else who had it and decided to sell it to this other person or trade.
But they're not in the
something.
U.S. yet.
Yeah, so whoever the original person was, they had to be somebody who worked for Arcade 1-Up or something. It's just, yeah, there's no way.
Well, do you think maybe that, because obviously they had like the prototypes or whatever, do you think maybe there was like a, I don't know, like a handful of prototypes or something, and it was a production prototype.
Yeah, maybe it didn't make its way back from Vegas at CES.
There you go.
I don't know.
Well, no, because it was like a sealed box, wasn't it?
So that's what made me think it wasn't a prototype, is because it was in the actual box that they had. Let's go down the line. Do you think, Bill, and I'm going to ask Jayde the same question, do you think it was a controlled leak?
Yes, absolutely.
Jayde, do you think it was a controlled leak?
I honestly, I've been debating this, and I really don't know. Like, to me, you know what? Who did the email come from again?
If somebody it wasn't an email. It's somebody sent it on Facebook to
somebody sent it directly to P-Dubs.
I'm putting a
Who's
poll
the
in
name?
there too.
Who's the user?
It was
Who's
Andrew something. P-Dubs didn't say his last name, and I don't know if he did. It was he just had an initial. It was like Andrew.
Because if it's just like a normie, then
He
I'm
checked
gonna
out
have
his
to
profile.
say-
He checked out his profile. It was a legit profile. It's not like it was just made yesterday, because I asked him about that.
No, right. But I'm saying, like, if it was just like a normie, then who has absolutely no connections that can be traced back to Arcade 1-Up, I don't think it was a deliberate leak.
Yeah, but who had it before the guy who sent it to P-Dubs?
Right. That's what we don't know.
That's the person I think is trying to get this out there in some way, shape, or form.
So Console Fanboy in the chat room says that some guy named David Hernandez has the MK Deluxe. He showed it off in his game room. But according to John D and the people, because I've seen it in the official game 1-Up Facebook group, is they haven't even gone through customs yet. So how are these people getting their hands on this?
Yeah.
Oh, Andrew Dice Clay is the guy's name. Carl O says in the chat room.
No,
pull it up.
No, it's not.
Oh, it's not him.
No.
Okay.
That's a joke.
All right. I'm bringing it up. Calm down. I didn't.
It was John D's gummy dealer.
Listen.
No, I mean, I just don't like. Here's the thing. I mean, it doesn't matter, because at this point it's leaked. So I mean, to the fact that you have in the instruction manual renders of these 4 cabs, 2 of which we've already physically seen, technically 3, but I mean, you're seeing it. Like, there's no way that is not happening, and it's not going to look like that. I just don't. It's coming.
P-Dubs thinks it's probably a prototype or a beta testing unit. I would agree with that, except that as a guy that does beta testing for products, that gets products that are prototypes for my company with the cameras, they don't come in boxes that are retail boxes.
Production boxes.
They do not come in production boxes.
But you know what?
They come in just plain cardboard boxes.
Okay.
I'm
No,
saying.
you're completely right. By the way, the 7-Eleven. Oh my God, the 7-Eleven.
Oh, here we go with the 7-Eleven cabinet. Did you enter it?
What?
Did you enter to win?
No.
Oh.
But I did find out that it comes in a brown box.
Oh, does it really? Are you being serious?
Yeah, I'm serious, because remember, I was like, do you think it comes packed in an actual like production box? And I didn't think that they would do, like, I was hoping that they would do something like that, because that would make it even more cool. But it comes in a brown box, apparently.
Well, so it came in a brown box. I mean, it could be just because it was a one-off. A lot of the guys in the chat room are saying they think it's a prototype. Mike Hawk thinks the same thing that I'm thinking, that some of the deluxe cabinets fell off the truck.
Isn't that what I said in the beginning?
Wait a second.
It's a prototype.
No. A lot of the guys are saying, I think there were some deluxe cabinets that fell off the truck, and they're out there for a few weeks earlier than they were expecting. So that could mean that, warehouse worker discount, Goofy Foot could be onto something. Yeah. I think maybe the other side of it is maybe the paperwork didn't get updated, right? So maybe they've made it through customs, and now they're bleeding out into the stores, and Arcade 1-Up doesn't have an official count with that. Would that be something that potentially could be happening?
Potentially, sure. I don't know. It's tough. I think I don't know. I think we're spending a little too much time speculating on that. And,
Yeah, no, I
wait, hold on,
got
hold
it.
on, wait.
Uh-oh.
What are we waiting on?
Steven,
Yes.
P-Dubs is the one who leaked the information. He broke the info. All
Yeah,
right,
I said
everyone in
that.
the chat.
I said
P-Dubs is the one who brought this info to our attention. Thank you, P-Dubs. Thank you. We would like to thank you for bringing this info to our attention, and also thanks. So if you guys want to know, go to P-Dub's channel, take a look at his content,
Wait a second.
and
Wait a
make
second.
sure you check out his video that talks about the leak. Thank you.
Are you? Is he like messaging you, telling you to do that? You were almost like it was almost like you were reading that.
Just
No, he was
credit
not.
credit where it's due, you know.
I just.
But don't worry about getting.
It just
giving
sounded
other
like robotic. I
YouTubers
was like,
credit
what?
for videos or content that they do and linking to them, right? Other YouTubers.
Okay, I'm not leaking others. So P-Dubs did send me. He sent me this the manual where it's inside the manual. Okay, where we're looking at this here. Like I said, we're not going to spend a ton of time on it. You get to see it here. It's inside. Fast and the Furious over here. Everybody's probably seen it 100 times here. But
It looks
pull it
just like it looks almost identical to the arcade version.
That's what I wanted to bring
one.
up and talk about, because that was something you brought to my attention. If you look at the bottom there,
Yeah.
it's different than the bottom, say there or on the riser. And I'll pull up the actual.
Yeah, there's definitely a
cabinet.
couple of things missing from it.
Yeah, color.
Well, not
Vin
what I
Diesel
was
and Paul
thinking.
Walker,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Vin
missing
Diesel
Paul
and
Walker and Diesel.
They can't
at the
put
top.
them on there. They
No.
probably would have to pay a massive amount of money for each face.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But the rest of the artwork is good. It's on point. You know, somebody's gonna make like a side art like Joe Zabo, or wait, how do you say his name? Zabo.
No, you got it
Sabo.
right. You got it, Sabo.
Yeah, Joe Zabo is gonna make, you know, like an original type side art panel and stuff.
Yep.
Well,
who
now
was
the
it
other
who did
interesting
the
thing
Daniel
is that-
Pesina for Mortal Kombat? Somebody did that. They made a Daniel Pesina that you could put
there's
on
a
Mortal
couple. There's a
Kombat.
couple of them, I think. But then if you look over here, the shifter. So the shifter has 4 gears on this one. On Tokyo Drift, it only goes forward and reverse, I think. But on this one, it has 4 gears. And then also it has like a keypad. Now I'm very interested to know if they're going to incorporate the keypad. So it's like a phone keypad, like from a payphone. I'm very curious to know if that's going to be on there, because I saw that the shifter looks like it's on there. So it'll be interesting to see. And what's the
keypad for in the game? Is it for like picking music or
so basically when you play the game, you progress along and you can get more upgrades and stuff, but they give you a code. So if you write down your code, you can just type in your code and it like loads up all of your upgrades that you've got every time you play the game. It's pretty cool.
So out of all the cabinets that have come out, like, I was really excited about this being leaked, because I know everybody's been talking about WrestleFest. They've been talking about this. If this comes to fruition, and when I say that, we know it's coming, but when they were talking about it, and I was like, man, if this comes to fruition, I am going to get this cabinet. One, it's a driving cabinet. I only have one in my game room. 2, Fast and the Furious is like some of you guys with Marvel vs. Capcom 2 to me. Because I grew up in the era, I was a teenager in the era where we were decking out our cars like the Fast and the Furious. I was in car clubs, growing up, and I actually went to the movies with friends. We sat in the movie theater with our cars. We had the neon lights under that. We decked out our imports just like they did in it. It was like living. We were watching a movie about what we were living. I mean, we were doing this way before the Fast and the Furious, and then when that came out, it was just like so surreal for us. And to own this would be, even as a 3/4 scale, even if it's not exactly Jayde, like you said, with the keypad and everything, to me, like, I want to buy it. But you and I talked about this. How many games do you think are going to be on this?
I think at a minimum 2. And I think that there's a possibility for 4, but at a minimum 2. I think it could be the original, and then Tokyo Drift, and the possibility of 4 could be Oh my God, I told you this afternoon, but there's one after Tokyo Drift called like Supercars or something, and then there's another one that's about like bikes. So it could be all four of those, or it could just be at least. I think it's gonna at least at a bare minimum be the Fast and the Furious and then Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, because even like Need for Speed, that was one of my favorite games, the original Need for Speed Underground. So to have this cabinet, like you said, if they do 3, and like I'm thinking, because it is a deluxe cabinet, $499, $599 would be a no-brainer. You start getting up to $699, I'm gonna have to wait. Like I'm seriously, because if MG was here, he'd be like, "Oh, you're pre-ordering from Arcade One Up." I'm not gonna do that. I'll wait. You and I, we talked about this. I'm not gonna do it.
At some point, it's going to go on sale for $299 or $399 at some point, because I mean, look at the way they did Ridge Racer. Can't really say Outrun because that was short-lived, but look at the way they did Ridge Racer and like the inventory that everybody had. Like everybody knows Fast and Furious. Walmart's going to want in, Best Buy, everybody's going to want in. So eventually, at some point, there will be a sale.
So do you think they need to do anything, because Console Fanboy here, he's even saying, he's like, the fact that this is a 3rd generation racer, the quality may even be better than Ridge Racer. And the fact that he's bringing this up, I love my Ridge Racer cabinet. I didn't buy the Outrun cabinet because of the different reviews that I watched, and people are like, it was just okay. But the Ridge Racer, I feel like it gets a lot of playtime here in the game room. People just love racing cabinets, and
Ridge Racer is a fun one.
Well, like you said too, Fast and the Furious is I mean, I don't want to go as far as saying a household name, but it really is. Like even my kids who weren't into the car scene know the Fast and the Furious.
It's an iconic.
Oh, people know it. Yeah, people know the name for sure. Yeah. If they're not familiar with the game, they know the movies, so they know the name.
Right. So
yeah.
So Bill, and we're going to get to your game room later on in the show. Is this a buy for you?
No, it's a wait and see.
Okay.
I'm not as nostalgic about Fast and Furious as you are. I honestly don't know it that well. I mean, I was, if it had been Daytona, maybe. I'm more like, I would love to see them do cruise, like a Cruising USA, Cruising World. I know that's a tough sell because of the tie-in with Nintendo. But as far as racing games goes, those are the ones I probably know and have more affection for. So this, I'm going to wait and see what it's like. I'm going to see how many games it comes with, and yeah, if I were to get this, because I do want a racing cab in my arcade, yeah, it would definitely be one that I would wait for it to go down in price.
Now, Jade, you have the original. Is this something that you'd be willing to buy and then compare it to the original for people to give the feedback? I know we had talked about this, but I want to put it out there.
Would I do that? Absolutely, because I mean, like that's the kind of stuff that I push out on my channel. Like that's what it's about, right? People want to see stuff like that, right?
Yeah. Well, that's why I was asking. So, okay, so I want to pull up the poll. You guys can see it in the chat room. The poll for the original poll that I put in, as soon as I open it up here, did Arcade 1UP leak the deluxe cabinet? 57% said yes, 10% said no, and 32% said I don't really care. Out of 59 votes. Well, no, that's fair. I put that in there. I put it in. I don't care. Because this is
funny how like everybody's embarrassed to say if like they're gonna buy a 1UP or something,
Oh, right,
like everybody
right now
in the community is literally like shitting their pants. They're like, "Oh my god, I don't want to admit I might want to buy this one."
I don't even care at this point.
That's
like
the stigma.
I'm gonna buy what I want.
Stigma in this community.
I'm gonna buy what I want. And just a little plug, tomorrow, if you guys are interested in a review for the Dig Dug, I am putting out the review for my Dig Dug cabinet. That'll be out tomorrow. The real truth behind it. We're going to put that out there. There's no fluff. So you're going to just get the review. But interestingly enough, I put the poll out here to find out if anybody's going to buy this. And I am really surprised. 81% so far out of 47 votes say no. 19% say yes. And I wonder how many of these people that other YouTubers have influenced because they're on this anti one-up movement that they're afraid to say, yes, I'm going to go buy it. And who cares if you like the game?
I'm not.
Buy it.
Here's the thing. Like, I'm not gonna like. If people want to know what this cab is really like, I'll tell people. I'll get it. I'll review it. I'll have it. I'll play with it, and I'll compare it to the original and everything. But the thing is, like, there's always gonna be. You know what? I'm not.
Well, wait. Let's say it like this. I'm not asking if you're going to pre-order. I'm not asking if you're going to buy it day one. What I'm asking is eventually, even if it comes down to $199, $299 on clearance a year from now, are you going to pick this up? And I know Harry X just said in the chat room, we want Daytona. I don't think the majority of people want Daytona, and I think that's what they're looking at. You have a niche group of people in the arcade one-up community that want Daytona. But
Fast and Furious is way better than
Fast and Furious is going to sell in retail.
It's way better than even Ridge Racer.
But
and look, anybody who's a cruising fan, if you're a cruising fan, you're going to want Fast and the Furious. That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. I mean, and another thing, I'm really actually surprised that they're pulling this off because I mean. In my, Fast and Furious cab, that whole setup runs off of a PC with a GeForce it's like a 9800 something GT maybe, and it's running off a full blown PC setup. So the fact that they're able to do this, I mean, I'm very curious to see. But it is definitely, if you like cruising, this is the game you want. It's better than Ridge Racer.
Console Fanboy Super Chat. He says, I'm not ashamed at all. I'm getting the Mortal Kombat 2 Deluxe day one because I'm sick. Listen, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
And Steven, go up in the chat a little bit. We also got a Super Chat from Prince Malcolm.
Did I miss it?
Yep.
Where is it?
Up above Zohar's one.
All right, let me see if I.
It's exciting. Will this open a door to more Raw Thrills modern games, and will other companies look to follow suit? I mean, I think that's an interesting question. Like, I mean, as far as other people getting licenses, I think that's one thing that Arcade 1UP has over these other companies is that they have the funds to buy these big licenses and then pull it off. Like, granted, we all know that they have software issues and, people get really pissed about like the online issues, which, I don't blame them. But with that being said, I mean, they're still able to pull this off. Like they pull off all these licenses and games and stuff. And I think that they're really one of the only companies in the home arcade biz that are going to be able to pull titles like this. Like, I'm sorry, nobody else can do it. Nobody else can do it. I'm sorry. iArcade will never have a game like Fast and Furious.
Well, and I see the comments in the chat room. Some of the guys are like, well, Zero Hero, he goes, Cruising USA will sell. And I'm not saying it's not going to sell, but when you look at the grand scheme of things, people that are not in this space, they're not game collectors, they're just passing through Walmart. I remember when I didn't have any arcade one-ups and I was passing through Walmart, Rampage jumped out at me because my brother and I, we played the crap out of that game, both on the NES and every time we went to Showbiz Pizza, which is now known as Chuck E. Cheese. We went there all the time, and that's the game we played all the time. So to see that for $300 to say, yeah, I want to take that home with me, had that been any other title, I probably would have kept right on walking, probably wouldn't even given it a second thought. And like we were saying earlier, I think with the Fast and Furious, everybody knows The Rock, everybody knows Vin Diesel, right? So even Paul Walker, to see that in the store, every kid, whether they're, from the retro era or even to modern era, they will want that cabinet. It's kind of like Marvel vs. Capcom 2. You have Marvel superheroes. Any kid's going to want something that has Marvel characters in it. So I'm not saying that they won't do a cruising. I just think for Arcade 1UP, this is the right direction to boost sales if that's the need right now.
Yeah, I mean it's modern, it's recognizable, it's big, it's a good game. It's legitimately a really good racing game to be able to have in an arcade format in your house. I mean, it's a really good game. So definitely with the upcoming movie and everything, I mean they're definitely what's the word I'm looking for? You know, grabbing onto that, using it.
They'll cater to that. Well, so 72% said no, they're not going to buy this. I ended the poll. 22% said yes out of 61 votes. So listen, that's fine. It's not for everybody, and we're not going to beat a dead horse with it.
Like people like to complain about the prices and stuff these days, and I think I talked to you about this earlier, Steven, but it's like when Arcade 1-Up first came out, they were riserless shark fin models, and it was like cute. Like you looked at it and you were like, oh, that's neat. You can play Street Fighter on there. It kind of looks like an arcade, you know, but it's this little midget, you know, riser thing. Can I even say that word? And it's like this little riser thing. And that's made for, you know, kids. And so I thought it was like just cute and fun to have at first. And then I modded mine. And the thing is, though, that as they evolved, you know, people are saying, oh, it's too expensive now. Well, it was $300 with a TN monitor and riserless when they first came out. And now you have no risers, BOE IPS monitors, lit coin doors, lit marquees, and better joysticks, and like the software is definitely way better than it was when they first came out. So you have all an online play and stuff like that, which, yes, we all know, yes, they've screwed up online play royally a couple times. But my point is just that when you did end up modding your Street Fighter or whatever the first cab was that you had, how much did you end up spending to get it to where they're just releasing these cabs now with a lit up marquee, lit up coin door, better controls, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? How much did that cost? Somebody tell me it costs less than $300 with a riser and graphics and everything matching and to make it look good. Somebody tell me it costs less than $300. Because I'm pretty sure in total you would have easily spent $600 to $800 doing that crap.
Well, and that's what I want to talk about later with the VR, because that was a big thing too with the VR. We get another super chat here. I'm going to pull it up really quick from Console Fanboy, and then I want to talk about what you sent me, Bill, with the QR code that's on the box of your new Star Wars. Console Fanboy $4.99 super chat says iArcade's next knockoff release, cruising the streets and fast and aggressive, fast and the aggressive. I don't know what they're going to do. I guess we're gonna wait and see. Yeah, Time Crisis is another one that was kind of leaked in Australia. I don't like to talk about leaks till we get some actual firm proof of something. So I don't really have a lot of information on Time Crisis. But this right here, everybody's speculating about this app. And I just think it's a way for people to keep track of leaderboards. That's personally what I think, and probably buy cabinets out of it. But it's kind of like an Apple Store app, right? Do you guys think the same thing, that this is just a leaderboards app where you can go on and check the leaderboards of the games that are live?
Possibly. Yeah, it was interesting to me because I know I saw people posting about this, but everyone I saw posting about it was talking about, you know, they saw pictures of like the boxes for the new deluxes coming out. And then when I was putting my Star Wars together this weekend, I looked at the box and said, oh, look, there's a QR code on here too.
Please tell me you scanned it.
Of course I did. I sent you the picture of what it looks like when you scan it.
I didn't get that
was the
picture.
other picture I sent you.
Oh, no, I didn't get it.
Okay.
I'll have to go back and look. But
it's literally nothing. It's literally that same shape, that pink and blue shape, and in the middle it says coming soon. That's literally all it is.
I was just going to zoom in.
It just takes you to a page that just looks like that. That's it.
It's a dating app. Yes, Dr. Z says it's a dating app.
Swipe right if you like. If you like.
Swipe right if you
like.
Damn
it, you beat me to it. I was just going to say exactly that. Anyway.
Oh my God, it's T2. Swipe left.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's anything that's going to be something to jump and write home about, but the fact that they're doing it is pretty cool.
Look, it's on the Star Wars, but maybe just, you know, because they're trying to get it out there and promote it coming soon. But Star Wars doesn't have Wi-Fi, so there's not going to be any leaderboards to keep track of on there.
Right.
So I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see more information on what it is.
So Damien, deal with it in the chat. Rarely pull this up here. He goes, it's only going to use. They're only going to use this to push the sales to their store. The question is, if they do that, will it actually work? Because their website seems to break all the time. Am I like when you go to buy something? Maybe it's just me, but I will never buy anything direct from them ever.
No,
Again.
I learned my lesson.
After the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 debacle, I mean, come on. It's just... Sorry, Arcade 1-Up. Get your crap together, man. That's just... It's bad.
Yeah, no, I ordered Star Wars from Shop Hippo, and I had it in like 3 days. So, there you go.
There you go. So, I don't know. But we're gonna come back to the Fast and the Furious stuff later because Jayde actually has the real cabinet. And she has another cabinet that she's getting that might be of interest to all you. But before we do that, I want to talk a little bit about At Games. And we have a little video from them. But before we do that, I want to put this out to you guys. You're always looking for some new content out there. And the guys from Old School Gamer Live, you have over on, if you look it up on YouTube or Twitch, you have the channels there right on the screen there. Go check them out. They come on at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. And you have no quarters over there. And these guys are talking with different people from the gaming community. Old School Gamer Live. It's based off the magazine, doing giveaways with the magazine. That comes on right before our show every Thursday. So if you guys are interested, we're kind of working together with these guys and helping cross-promote. And, again, trying to build community. I know that's something that's few and far between here in here, but we're trying. We're taking the step to try to do that.
Niche, maybe.
Maybe niche. I don't know. Yeah. But At Games, they have a new March update. If you haven't seen it, take a look.
At Games news and notes.
And I told him if he ever did that again, I was going to smash his face into the wall.
So I'm sitting here watching the chat room as Jayde's like threatening everybody behind the scenes. And I'm like, everybody, I didn't listen to this video ahead of time, but everybody, like, they're saying in the chat room, Damien, deal with this like really bad QVC music. Wow. And Dr. Z is like, this music though. Hey, I didn't put the video together. It's an At Games video. I just downloaded it from their YouTube. And I figured rather than sitting here speculating with you guys about all this stuff, let's just play the video right from the horse's mouth and let you guys see it if you haven't seen it. I just thought it was amusing. With everything. Hopefully you guys got in on the sales, and I will say if you're not a lounge member, it might be worth it because I just got my lounge March, and it's 50% off just about everything. Like I can get the bit LCD for like $125 or $150. I forget what it is. So if you're debating it, and again, I get nothing out of it. I'm just saying it might be a good deal if you're looking for some accessories and you didn't get to take part in any of the nod deals that went on.
Nods.
The nods. The nods.
Kick him in the nods.
We're not going to kick him in the nods. So, Bill, what went on with we got what? Stern. There's a big story with Stern. What's going on with it?
Stern. Foo Fighters.
Foo Fighters?
Foo Fighters, yep. They got a Foo Fighter pinball coming out. And it looks interesting.
Just interesting?
Well, you know, it's funny because it's Stern. They always do like 3 levels. Was it? It's Pro, Premium, and Limited. That the Limited is the higher price one, and it looks, in my opinion, awful. I cannot stand that green coloring. It just looks. Somebody, I put a video out on this, and I forget who it was, but somebody said it looked more like a Toy Shock pinball than Stern, that particular one, and it does.
Ouch, that's a slap.
It looks. Look, the whole thing is very cartoony and comic bookish, which for the Foo Fighters actually works. But that one, I don't know. I just can't get past the color.
They should do like a Gorillas one. Gorillas would be cool because Gorillas are so cartoony, you know.
Yeah, but I think Foo Fighters are a little more popular than the Gorillas.
Excuse me.
Don't get me wrong. I like Gorillas.
No, Foo Fighters are iconic.
Foo Fighters are definitely more popular.
I mean, yeah, they're iconic. But I'm just saying, like, from a design artistic point of view, like Gorillas would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but it
are you buying it?
Interesting. Am I buying it? No, it's too rich for my blood. I cannot afford one of those things. Not at all.
Why not?
It would have to be. It would have to be something really, really special for me to put money down on it. And again, I like the Foo Fighters. I think they're a cool band, but it's not one that I'm jumping up and down that they've made a pinball table for. So
let me ask you guys something, because I don't buy these. I don't have room for real tables. My mother-in-law has a real table. I play on that when I go over there. I wish I could do that. I wish I had the money to do that. And like one of those pinball tables costs as much as all of my arcade one-ups, my iArcade, and my At Games Legends. So I'd be here for a while because they're brand new. I played the Toy Story brand new special edition. That's like $16,000. It's like whatever the highest that you could get with it. They're really cool.
You got a friend in me.
They blend.
You got a friend in me. Oh, 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 whoa, whoa, whoa.
They blend the realism of pinball, but also okay.
Oh, my dog's screaming at me now.
Yeah,
that's because you were singing.
That's because you were singing. I would be screaming at you too. They blend real pinball with big pinball.
Singing to her.
Well, I don't know if it was that or she was like, please.
$15,000. You could buy a street bike with that.
That's how much the pro pinball, the one from
the limited one. Yeah,
it's ridiculously expensive.
Mm-hmm.
But listen, I mean, if you're a music buff, that's what I think this is geared toward. Like, how many people buy How many people went out and bought the Kiss pinball, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think there's so many people that went out and did that. So I could see this being something for the music collector.
Is there a legend like the 80s Tom Cruise fantasy movie? Is there a legend pinball machine? I feel like there is.
Yeah, speaking of legend,
I want it.
you were supposed to be getting one from the At Games Legends pinball from that guy for $400. Did you ever get it?
No. He never replied to me.
You lowballed him, didn't you?
No.
She lowballed him.
You know
He's
me,
like,
it's either free or $100. That's my
Yeah,
threshold now
no.
these days.
I don't know. These new pinball machines, like, hey, they look fantastic. My big thing, and I've said this from day one, I love real arcades. I love real pinball machines. I don't love the maintenance. And some might argue that and say, oh, there's not a lot of maintenance to do with it. I do.
Stern Pinball is like the Gucci of pinball machines.
I watch Doug
Like
Cool
the
Toy.
Prada.
I watch his videos of him constantly, like when he buys these ones. He makes them look immaculate, but he puts a lot of time into these machines. I don't want to do that. I just want to play them.
That's the cool thing, though, about it's like the level of detail to a real pinball machine.
I get it. And some people, that's great for them. For me, it's not for me. But I would never put down somebody for getting a real pinball table or a real arcade. I mean, that's, if you've got the time and you have the skill to sit there and work on them and fix them, I'm not a fan personally. I don't want to do that. I want to turn them on and play it. With a PCB, something like that, I can swap that out myself. With these arcade one-ups and these At Games, there's only so many things that can go wrong. And you can get the parts usually for under $50.
See, eventually one day I'm going to buy a pinball machine. It's just that it's one of those things where I'm like waiting for the right moment, because I'm going to find one. I'm going to find a cool one for like $2,000 or something. And then I'll be ready to like throw that down.
Well, I know a guy who actually has room now to have a pinball table as well as other arcades. We're going to take a look at it right here.
Hey there, everyone. So this week I thought what I would do is give you guys a little bit of an update on what is ultimately going to be a game room that I'm putting together in my house. I apologize. I don't know how this is coming out. It probably sounds really echoey right now because the space is really, really empty. But if you've been following my personal channel for any length of time, or if you've been watching me on Game Time, one of the things I've talked about is that I have the desire to build a game room in my house. I have a section of my house that is unused because it's a two-family house. The upper floor isn't really used by anybody right now, so I convinced my wife that we could turn this into a game room hangout area. And a lot of it's been kind of on hold for a while because one of the things we had to have done was a new bathroom put in, and that took way longer than it was supposed to. Was supposed to take a couple of months. It took about 6 months to get that solved and finished up. And then I was supposed to have flooring put in, and by the time I got the bathroom done, because I didn't want to do the flooring until that construction was all done, my guy who was supposed to do the floor got way too busy and he wasn't able to come anytime soon. So I wound up having to contract out with somebody else, but now it's gotten done. And I just want to give you guys a quick update, let you guys see the space that I have and what my ultimate plans are for it. But before I start, I just want to show you a quick before so you can see what it used to look like. And this is what it looks like now. So one of the things you'll notice is that the walls have now been painted. The flooring is now put in. That horrible rug that was here is now gone. And I started to actually put a couple of games up here. Yep, my Legends pinball is up and running. My Star Wars is up and running. This space that you're looking at now is going to be the biggest spot for the arcades. I'm going to be putting my Atari Tempest and Marvel vs. Capcom 2 next to each other there. So they're going to take up that wall. And now from this angle, continuing over, is this wall here, and I have room for probably about 5 more machines to go up along there, probably my iArcade, and then anything else new that I get. And one of the things that I have is I have those 2 lights on the side there, but I am planning on doing some LED light strips along the bottom and along the sides to just kind of, make it feel more like an arcade. And I'm going to pan over a little bit more here, and this is going to go into the other room there, where again I have a bunch of stuff, so just ignore all of that. But this is going to be more of a bar type area, and you can see I've actually got my pub table in there, and that's going to be the main thing in there. But there's room along the sides for a few more machines. I have my partycades. I'm still trying to decide what I want to do with those, and a few other things. I'm going to have a little like bar cart in there with some cool stuff on it, and then there's a little kitchenette off to the side that I am not going to show you because it is a god-awful mess that I'm hoping to just clean up and make semi-presentable, because probably next year is when we will look to redo that to just complete the space. And there you go. That is just a quick update of the space that is ultimately going to be my game room over the next couple of weeks. Now that the flooring is in and I can actually do more work up here and bring some of my games up, I'll start to show some other stuff off, whether through pictures or some short videos on my channel, so you can guys see the space really come together once I get some of the LED lights in, the games in, a few other things that I have in mind. I have some posters for the walls and a few other things. So stay tuned, and more to come.
So yeah, I mean, it's coming along. It definitely, I have a little bit more work to do in a few areas. I've got some LED lighting that's going to go in, some posters that are going to get put up. I have like the machines that I have down here are going to get moved up to there, and a few other things. And hopefully over the next year or so, I'll get a few more to throw in there as well.
But then, Bill, if you take those arcades upstairs, the ones that are behind you, you're not going to be able to do what we do and put them behind you and have them, because we get told all the time we don't play them. Right. So if you can't put them behind you, people will actually think that you're actually playing them. I mean, God forbid that you actually play your arcades. Like I do it every Saturday night. I'm not live streaming every night of the week because I'm actually playing video games.
God forbid you don't play them. God forbid you just collect them because
I'm telling
you like doing it.
Yeah,
that's why I don't live stream every night of the week, because I'm actually playing games, playing VR. We're going to get to it a little bit, and playing these games. But no, that's really cool, man. You got a lot of room up there. Are you planning to get more cabinets? Is that the goal?
Yes. Yeah.
Saving room.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to wait and see what. Yeah, right. We'll see. Look, of the ones that they've announced so far, I'm very interested in the Class of '81 Deluxe. I wanted the original. I didn't get it. Now with this one coming, and
I think that's a Code Mystics one too.
Get it. Yeah,
is it?
Yeah, I think that's a Code Mystics job. It's a good one. The only thing I hate about the Class of '81, there's only one singular thing, and that is that it doesn't have Pac-Mania on it. Why?
I have it on Dig Dug.
Okay, nobody was talking about Dig Dug, Steven.
Listen.
Go Dig Dug your way back into your arcade and play Dig Dug.
Keep talking. Oh, she's talking and nobody can hear her. How about that? See, look. We'll put it full screen. She's like, I hate you guys. You guys really think that you know what you're talking about. And he thinks he can hear me because I can't hear him. And I'm just going to sit here and I'm going to point at him. And I'm going to point at Bill. And now I'm going to point at Code Mystics. But now I'm going to wave my finger. And now I'm going to really give him the finger.
I was waiting for that one.
My goodness.
Okay, but I hate how they have like Arcade 1-Up branded on it, like iron branded on it, and like 4 spots, dude. It's like the bezel, the front panel, the control deck, and then the coin door, and it's like in silver. So it's not like in black where it's not noticeable. It's like silver. They're like, look.
Well, maybe they're afraid you'll mistake it for a real one.
No, Pac-Mania is fun. Guys, I was only messing around. I had to. They thought it was funny. I was waiting to see how long you were going to go before you realized you were muted.
Was I muted?
I muted.
wasn't even-
They didn't hear anything. Like I muted you when you were swinging your fingers, and I was talking
'cause
for you.
I muted myself. I was just
Oh.
going along with what you were saying.
So I muted you
Yeah.
on this end. So, just being funny here. I think that I eventually am going to swap out my originals, like you said, because I think they're stacking more games on these deluxe cabinets. So for me, I think I can make more room for some of the newer games by getting them out. And plus, I've been able to give the cabinets away. So it's a win-win across the board.
Well, so far the games lists that they've shown are exactly the same as
The originals?
the same cabinets that came out last time. So,
Oh,
like,
good.
Class of 81 has the same games list as the first time they put out Class of 81. Pac-Man has the same list as last year's Legacy, the Pac-Mania Legacy.
Mhm.
And same thing with the Mortal Kombat. The Mortal Kombat has the same list as the MK30.
And Paul
They have-
Bears, you are 100% correct. If I sold every one of these cabinets, I could have bought one pinball machine, and I probably would have. If I ever down the road, if that would happen, I would get rid of all these and get. I think if I ever got rid of all my 1-ups or if they died, I would keep the Legends Ultimate, keep it alive as long as I could. If that died, I would do like Jayde did with a multicade, like a real size, full size arcade that's a multicade. And then I would look to buy probably a real pinball or a real digital pinball. That's probably where I would go and condense it down. But as long as my kids like it, I mean, like I said, we have game night every Saturday night, so we're always playing it. We've been playing Ice Age on the At Games Pinball like nonstop the last 4 weeks, trying to get the high scores on it and beating each other.
Ooh, Mad Astra Gaming. Have you guys seen the 7-Eleven Pac-Man?
Oh,
we're
don't
going
Oh,
to-
you had to get her started on
have
that,
I?
Mad Astra.
Have
What
I
were you
seen it?
thinking?
Have I seen it? I want it just because of the colors. Like, I don't care about anything. I just want it because of the colors and the design, and that's it. Like, and I want to put it like in my upstairs loft.
Buy the new
Oh.
Pac-Man Deluxe, and I'll send you a bunch of 7-Eleven stickers.
Yeah,
put
there
all
you
over
go.
it.
There you go. Let's
No.
do that.
It's not the same.
All right.
Not the same.
Last week we talked about the PSVR 2 that came out. And a lot of people were like, "Listen, that's a lot of money. It's $650, with tax and shipping and getting it to your house and the Horizon bundle. It's $550 if you don't want any game with it. It's a lot of money. It's more than the PS5. When you look at it in a whole, you'd have to buy a powerful PC to run this. You're sitting at $1,200. Some of these headsets are expensive too. So it's really not a bad price when you consider that. But if you have an Oculus or a Quest 2, if you have the PSVR 1, should you buy it? I want to talk about that here in a little bit, but I want to show you a little bit of a brief, and I mean like a minute and a half video of me playing the Quest 2. Or excuse me, not the Quest 2, the PSVR 2 with the Horizon game. So you can see here with this, the Quest 2, you have to use like Chromecast to cast it out to a TV. Whereas this one here, I could have it up on the TV and you could see, like what I thought was really cool is like eating an apple here. I could literally pick it up. It just really, it was like really wild. Like, cause I literally have to like move my hands to walk. That was one of the base controls. I could set it for the analog stick, but you can kind of see here, like, it is a lot like the Quest, but it's a lot clearer, and the eye tracking is really cool because that's something the other ones don't have. So if I glance up, like if a bird's going overhead, it actually moves the camera rather than me having to adjust the stick. And a lot of people were complaining that the right stick or the right controller wasn't working. Like if you switch games, they were like, well, I guarantee it's not going to work. I have not had any problems with my right controller. I just think people don't know how to sync the thing. I don't think they followed the instructions in the beginning to get it synced because I have had zero problems.
Idiots.
With it. That's what I'm thinking, right? I'm just telling
because
my
Biggie
friends.
in the chat, Biggie D was asking,
Did they fix the controller
issue?
I just did the original update. Now, one of the cool things I like with this is the Oculus has the built-in speakers, so you don't need headphones.
Mhm.
This, they gave you those janky earbuds that connect into the the Quest 2 helmet. And I'm like,
like with the PSVR 1.
Like the PSVR 1. And I didn't want to do that. I'm like, I don't want somebody's earwax all over my earpieces. So what I found is
you don't have you're not into earwax or what?
No. But you can take your like I have the PlayStation's headset, and I can use that and put it right over top, and it doesn't hurt anything. And I could pass that along. I could pass them along and not have to worry about people, because there's other people that are like, I don't want earwax, I don't want to have that in my ears, things like that. So I just put the headset, the earbuds on. I still left them in the bag, so I just used my actual headphones. But overall,
do you like Doritos?
I do like Doritos. But overall, do I think if you're not on the bleeding edge, do you need to go out and buy it? I don't think so. I don't think there's a significant difference besides some minor features between, and I'm going to do a full review of this, but I don't think to justify, if somebody's just getting into VR, go buy the Quest. Just being 100%.
So I'm in trouble, aren't I?
I'm seriously, I'm just being honest. Like I would buy the Quest. I'm not regretting my purchase. I just think that if you're new to VR, I don't think you should go out and spend $650 to buy this VR headset unless you are locked into the PlayStation's ecosystem. Because a lot of the games that you can get on this, you can get on the Quest 2. Minus like Horizon and stuff. The other thing I was worried.
How long were you able to play?
I was just going to say, so I could play Horizon till the battery went dead. I think I played it for almost 5 hours.
Wow.
I put on Resident Evil Village. I was motion sick in about 20 minutes. Because of the way the movement is in the game, it's super fast, and so you're constantly turning and things are moving. I literally had to shut it off, or I would have blew chunks. Like it would have been bad. But there's certain games.
Nobody in the chat cares about VR. They're
all about the
Doritos.
They're all about the Doritos. I'm sorry. No, you're fine. But I think that I think the quality of it, I think it's only going to get better. And it's like anything else. I was reading and I was talking to John Riggs, and it's like one of those things, if you're motion sick, you just got to take a little at a time and just keep building toward it. But it is a lot better as far as setting like your floor, your play area, just by glancing, where the actual Quest 2, you have to put your hand down and lay on the floor.
And those controllers have to be much better than the Move controllers.
Oh, it's a lot better. Those, like I said, it's not bad for the price, but if you're just getting into VR, you could get the Quest 2 and be great. It's clearer than the Quest 2. It's 100%. I mean, the resolution's so much better.
Really?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, if I put the Quest 2 on, certain things are just not as in focus, and it's not as clear as the PSVR 2. So what I'm going to try to do when I do my review is I'm going to show a screen of what I see inside for the PSVR. The PSVR 1, I'm not even going to mess with it because that'll make me nauseous just looking at it. The PSVR 2 and then the Quest 2, so people can see as a comparison. But if you want to get into VR, I would just go buy the Quest for $400 and start there. I mean, don't you, Jade? Don't you have a Quest 2? Or I thought you did.
I have an Oculus, like a full-on Oculus setup.
Well, that's the Quest. The Oculus, they just rebranded it. Do you have the Oculus 1 or the Oculus 2?
I can't remember it's the 1 or 2, but
the Quest 3, I think, is later this year.
I mean, it's all wired. I know that.
Okay.
Like, it's all wired up.
So my Quest 2
sure
is wireless. Yeah, yours might be a 1.
Oh no, she has the original Oculus that was that you paired with the PC, not the standalone wireless one.
So you really have old.
That's what I'm saying. Like the heavy duty thing that like is wired into everything and has like 2 motion detector posts and stuff. It's pretty cool, actually. It's actually really cool. It's just that there's a lot of crap everywhere. So
That's the thing I hated with the VR1 from Sony is they had like, I want to say it was like 3 or 4 wires that you had to hook up, and you had all these wires coming off of you.
Yep.
And you also had to use the regular PlayStation controller. These you actually have ones that are like the Quest controllers. Now John Riggs ran into a problem where his thumb, because he's like 6'7", he's like a giant, and he has a problem with his thumb. I didn't have that problem. He's got bigger hands than me. I can palm a basketball, so if that's any kind of consensus to any of you guys out there, I'm 6'2". I can palm a basketball, and my hands fit in there. So if you're wondering if it's going to work for you, it should. I think Console Fanboy also got the PSVR 2, and I think he'd probably say the same thing I'm saying, where it's great, but
I thought he was dead.
No, he's in the chat room. If you're new to VR, he'd probably tell you the same thing. Go get a Quest.
I thought his PSVR 2 killed him.
Oh, I saw that when he was playing Mortal Kombat.
That's not really Console Fanboy. That's a fake account.
Could be. So, Bill, what do you think? I mean, is this, you've been seeing a lot of the news with the VR2. Does it appeal to you?
It does. I don't have a PS5 yet, so that's down the road, something I'm looking into. I have the PSVR 1. I like it. I have the Oculus Quest 2, or Meta Quest 2, whatever it's called now, and I like that too. VR has always been a thing that I was very into, so it's definitely something intriguing. But since I don't have a PS5 yet, it's not something I'm going to be running out to buy day one if I get one. It's something I would probably wait on.
Right.
But now the other question is, I know with VR1, because it's tied into the camera, if you turn your back to that camera,
it's not going to do it. View. There's no camera on this.
Right. So the tracking's all built in.
It's all built in. It has cameras on the front, but it just you just have to make sure, like, you can't just set your controllers down on your lap and then look at it'll say it can't find the controllers. The controllers, you got to kind of keep them in front view, or but the Quest 2 is the same way.
Right.
So, but yeah, that was one thing I didn't like either, because you had to constantly adjust it. Like, if you're shorter than me, we'd have to adjust the camera to work for you, and then I'd go to play it again and I'd adjust it. I do think it gets really warm inside, not the system, it's just on your face. Like, you almost need to put like a wrap on it, otherwise it's kind of disgusting when you take it off. Like, you got sweat everywhere on the rubber. Now, if Jade was here, I wouldn't care. I'd just give it to her, tell her to put it on, and be like dripping wet water off of it. I wouldn't care. I'd just tell her, put it on, be quiet, suck it up.
Gross.
But no, that's probably, like, I don't understand like why they went with that type of rubber for that. But again, I don't want to spoil my review when I go to do it. But I didn't go with PlayStation's charger. I think they wanted like $50 for it. I went with a really nice one from Amazon. It has RGB lights on it. It was $25. It's a wireless charger for my controllers. I can just lay them down on it. It has a headset holder. It's got a headphones holder. It uses one plug. It's beautiful. So I'm these guys in the chat room. But
yeah, they're going there.
But it's one of those things, though, that I wouldn't run out and buy it. Like, I didn't buy the PSVR 1 until after it dropped like $200. And that's what I would tell everybody out there. I think if you waited a year for this, you're not going to miss much. Except that you're just not on the bleeding edge. The early adopter tax is what I'm paying right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I wanted to kind of do some content on it, so I didn't mind going out and buying it, just like the controller that I bought. So, all right, enough of VR talk. Jade, you keep buying arcades. I don't know why. You keep picking up all these arcades. So you got the Fast and the Furious last week. And then you tell me today you got another one coming. And of course she goes quiet. Look, do you see this? She's like, yeah, I'm going quiet.
Well, you know, I mean, I just happened upon it, and
Oh, happened upon it. She happened upon this. What is this?
so that's an actual Tokyo Drift cabinet. Look at that, Universal Roth.
Is that an arcade 1-up?
Not to be confused with.
Is that Knack Games? Wait, it's got to be an iArcade.
It's a multicade.
Gotcha.
It's a multicade.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's an arcade 1-up.
But anyways, so this thing is, I'm getting it for $100.
Yeah.
And
But how much do you have to do to it?
well, all I have to do is buy which I already have, a rebuilt PC for it. That's $300 with shipping. And I just pop it in there, plug everything in, and boom, we're good to go. Back in biz. So for $400, I'm getting a Tokyo Drift.
Nice. I'm excited.
Yeah, no, it's cool. But here's the interesting thing, okay? Here's the really fun part about this whole thing is, of course, one, I'm, getting this really good deal on this thing. It's going to be a really cool piece to add to the collection. Whether or not I keep it, I don't know, but it'll be fun to have. But here's the really cool thing. The place that I'm going to get this guy has a storage unit with 20 cabinets in it. And then he has another 15 at his house. So Danny's going with me on Saturday, and we're going to go pick this thing up. And then we're also going to look at his whole collection. So roughly about 35 cabinets. And he wants to sell everything. This guy has Battlezone. He has Pole Position. He has Moonwalker, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat.
Why don't you just offer to buy his house and be done with it?
I know.
Just turn it into an arcade.
That way you don't have to move anything. It's all there.
Did you get your ibuprofen?
No, not yet.
Well, because you said you had to go pick it up.
Huh?
Because you said you had to go pick it up, so I'm making sure you got your ibuprofen for
a year done.
I tried.
Okay. But wait.
Yes.
Wait. Nooner.
But okay, so once you fix it though, how much is it worth once you fix it? If you were to sell it after you fixed it, how much would you get for it?
I would say you could get anywhere between 15 to 2.
Wow.
15 to 2. For the stand up, for the sit down, it would be anywhere between 2 and 4, depending on really just depending on the market, and also depending on where you're selling it. Like if you sell stuff on eBay, you're way more likely to get a buyer because eBay uses credit, whereas OfferUp doesn't. So if I were to sell something like that, I would
wait. We forgot to tell everybody at the beginning of the show. I'm sorry. Yeah, Moat was unable to make it. He was getting his dreads put in tonight. So so next week when he comes, he's gonna have all these dreads going. He was doing it for y'all.
Oh boy!
And it was the only place he could get it was like an hour each way. So next week, you're gonna have the Moat Man. I'm just saying. Jay told me to say that.
I would embellish that more, but it's just you already buttered it up enough. So, but wait, what were we talking? Oh yeah, so the cabinet, right? Well, anyways, and he has Moonwalker.
So are you getting Moonwalker?
Mm-hmm.
That is a fun game.
There's two of them. So, and it's the all original with 3-player control deck, but I haven't seen his Moonwalker yet, so I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's gonna be like shopping. It's gonna be like shopping, but with arcades. And I mean, I'm bad enough as it is. Like when I go to Target to get like one thing, I end up coming out with like 20 things and stay there for 2 hours. So just imagine me in an arcade storage unit.
But you're buying these arcades, or you're getting these arcades, whether you're getting them dirt cheap, fixing them up, but whatever. You have the ability to do that, and that's great. Don't you ever try to find like the staples in the arcades? Like I know you're buying like you got like the Fast and Furious, the MVS. Have you ever? I know you got the Donkey Kong. Have you looked for Pac-Man or Miss Pac-Man or some of these like even the original
I'm not
Galagas?
Interested, not interested that much.
Staples.
If it was something, like something obscure, then yes, like Gaplus, or something like that that's like really obscure, or Discs of Tron, or even Tron. Those are like really cool, obscure staple titles that are hard to come by. If it was something like that, like yes, but Neo Geo is a must, I think, because that's a 90s staple. At least, a Capcom cab. And I think the Fast and Furious to me was also a nice between like Cruisin' USA and some of these other racing games, because it's just a good racer. It's just a good, well-rounded arcade racing game. So there's the other aspect of me also doing it because I like working on these.
See, what I think the reality is here, and this is where if somebody was on the show here, and I got to get some jingles playing, but this is where I would play some X-Files music. So just envision right now as I'm talking that is playing right now, okay? Just everybody focus in on that. Have you noticed that when Jayde buys a real arcade, all of a sudden Arcade 1-Up brings that same cabinet out? I think there's some kind of connection here. I think Jayde is trying to tell us what these cabinets are that are coming, because it just was like 3 weeks ago that she got the Fast and the Furious, and now all of a sudden we have this leak that the Fast and the Furious is coming out. Then she tells us now that Tokyo Drift she's buying this weekend. Is that a sign of things to come, that game is going to be on the Fast and the Furious? Or is this just simply
I didn't want to bring this
conspiracy
up because I thought that, people were going to be up in arms about it. But the fact of the matter is that I was abducted by these aliens, and they had 22-inch wheels and, with spinners. And they basically said, hey, we're going to show you the future right now. Okay. But we're not going to we're only going to show you now, and then you're going to have amnesia, but then you're going to do the right thing so you can forecast the future. But I don't remember that part of it. So, I guess that makes sense that I'm forecasting what Arcade 1-Up is going to come out with.
I knew it. I'm just saying, guys.
I feel like people like in the niche though have been talking about the Fast and Furious for a long time. Like I feel like people have been talking about that for a while now, haven't they?
I think we need to start the hashtag Jayde knows. Hashtag Jayde knows.
If you're gonna do it,
no, let's not
make
that.
me a shirt.
Let's not do that.
Look,
we got hashtag
no, because no, I think it's great because it'll really upset a lot of people. It'll make a lot of people like really mad. So I think it'll be good. And I mean, like, the forums are gonna go wild with that kind of information. So
you must have been talking to John D.
Listen,
you talk to him every day. I mean,
yeah, he's my best friend.
He's your best friend. You talk to him every day.
Because I, if you have a professional relationship with someone, they're your best friend. Bo knows Tecmo. There is no, wait, that's not the comment.
Does he talk about?
Well, he said
Pac-Man
something
Racer?
about
Pac-Man
Drift,
Racer?
and I agree that Drift was like the second. It's my second favorite Fast and Furious movie. The first one and Drift are probably my top two. And the reason why Drift is so good is because it's a side story that is completely related to it, but it's all about Japan car culture. And I loved that about that movie and about that whole scene at that time. And believe it or not, I used to go to street races in Ontario back in 99, 2000, 2001 in Ontario, California. And and so I always thought that culture was just so cool. It's such a wild kind of
Prince Malcolm found you out.
bedazzled culture. So what is it?
199 super chat from Prince Malcolm. That's why you wear those dark shades, the Men in Black shades. He's found you out.
Yeah.
He's found you out.
That's exactly right.
So
it's one. It just add it to the list of the 100 other reasons why I wear shades, because I've seen some good ones.
Tokyo Drift. So if it's coming, guys, you know who to blame and who to thank. Before we wrap up here in about 10 minutes, there's some other news we want to get to, but before I do this, now I haven't done a make or break in a couple weeks, but I wanted to show you guys something. It's an actual game, okay, that has come out. So you guys see me.
Is it Cocaine Bear?
No. Screw that game. So have you guys have seen you guys have seen me produce shows, you see me do video and live broadcasting, and you guys use some software to do this. But now I found that there's an actual game out there called Not for Broadcast, where you are the producer. And it's an actual game that you can get on Steam, and it's coming to the Quest 2. It's also it's on Xbox. That you're the TD, the producer, and you got to go through and you got to do the production without messing up, where you press the production buttons, and there's actually a demo right now that you can do. You press the inputs to
look at
exactly
Steven
how
can barely contain himself.
I am excited for this. Like, I want to play the VR version. Like, this is the epitome of what I do every day. And now there's finally a game. Respect has come to the broadcaster. So
yeah, but think about it. If this is what you do for a job every day, do you really want to play it as a game?
Yes. Do you really need to ask that question?
Bill?
Yes.
Your great grandkids are gonna love this game. They're gonna like. People actually used to do this. This is amazing.
It is amazing. Well, this is actually old school. This is old school stuff, but still, imagine if this is a VR where you're sitting there in your VR pressing buttons. I'd like to see some of you guys play this and actually be able to bleep people out when they say things and switch camera. I mean, this is child's play. It's 4 inputs. It's four cameras. Anybody can do this. I could do this in my sleep. But it's still fun to play. So, this is my game of the week.
Does Ben Stein
you need to get this game.
Like the voice of the game?
This is only $25. You need to get this game.
Welcome to Not for Broadcast.
You need to get this game.
Insert.
I challenge you.
Here.
I challenge you and Bill to get this game and play.
Oh boy.
Play me in this game. They can't handle it. That's the
reality.
You said
it is. It is in VR.
It is. Well,
it is.
It's for the MetaQuest 2. It's coming soon.
Oh.
But it is on Xbox. It's on
I think
Steam.
we need to get to kind of the important part of the show where we talk about
this is the important
some of the
part
kind
of
of
the
important things that are going on right now.
And
elaborate. We need to elaborate. Okay.
Fine. We'll move on to Mario Kart. Go ahead, Bill. Talk to us about Mario Kart.
I'm going to spin my own narrative first before Bill goes. Hold on.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. Mario Kart Deluxe 8. All right. First of all, if you like that game, you're a shill. Secondly,
wait a second. You're a shill for who?
Yeah. Secondly, if you play the game, you're a shill. And thirdly, it's overpriced. Okay.
$24?
Let's go on to talk about this game.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, and how it was produced, because Aliens produced this game on Mars, and it just so happens that all these characters were created in the pyramids of Giza on Mars. So I just want you guys to know the factual information about this game and about what it means if you play it or if you like it. Okay, let me tell you about yourself. Okay, all right. You guys all good? Okay, go ahead. Chill on, guys.
Go ahead, Bill. I'm still trying to figure out
I'm
What?
still,
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure this all out.
Break it
all this
down for us,
together.
Bill, because this was just announced on different ways that you can get access to these extra remade courses from other Mario games.
Yeah, well, this is wave 4 of the booster pack that's coming out. I think next week. I think for Mario Day they're releasing it, and they've already obviously done 3 before this. There's going to be 8 in total. If you own Mario Kart 8 already, it's for $24 you can get access to all 8 waves as they come out. Or if you are a subscriber to the online expansion pack, you just get them. It's part of the expansion pack. So I have the game. I love it. It's a fun game. Shut up, Jade.
No, I actually love Mario Kart. I wish I had the Mario Kart DX arcade, but I love the actual game.
Actually, that arcade game is amazing.
I'm gonna do the
it's
DLC
awesome.
only, $25, and I get access to all of them. I'm down.
Yeah.
I'm down.
So, look, it's really cool that they're adding all these extra
options. Yeah.
All these extra courses to the game. It's so much fun. So, definitely looking forward to this.
So that's coming, but then also with staying with Nintendo here, because we were debating about this, Bill and I, before the show started. So on March 10th, Mario Day, you showed me this where you can choose one Switch bundle, which comes with one of the Mario games if you want the Super Mario U Deluxe, Mario Kart 8, or Super Mario Odyssey, which Mario Odyssey, in my opinion, is the best Mario game of all time right now.
That is a fun game. That was a lot of fun. Yep.
If you don't agree with me, come at me. That's all I'm going to say.
Is that for an OLED?
So that's what we were debating.
Wondering.
Do you guys think this is OLED? Because I don't. I think this is the original Switch, and we can't find anything in the article that states that this is OLED because only the OLED ever had white docks. They never did an OLED without a white dock.
Well, if you like the OLED model, you're a shill. So.
Well, then, chill on. The Pokemon one that they did, was that OLED? Because I don't believe it was.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Was it?
I would be very surprised if any new bundle comes out that isn't OLED, to be quite honest. I really would be.
Well, I was looking at the bezel. I was looking at the bezel, and it doesn't look OLED compared to my bezel on mine. That looks like the original
That doesn't
Switch.
look OLED. No,
that I will agree with.
That was the only thing that made me go, yeah, like because otherwise you might as well just buy red Joy-Cons and say,
that's
look,
why
I
it's
got the
such
Mario.
that's why it's such a good deal. There you go.
So if you want the OLED, this is not the one for you. But that, unless the pictures, I mean, Arcade 1-Up has done that. Unless the pictures are wrong, I would have to say that this is probably not OLED. But they don't give a price either. That's the other thing. I didn't see
a price on it yet. Nope.
I didn't see any price. But either way,
they'll probably do the official announcement for this when they do all the video promos and everything right around that time. They're going to do, I think, one final trailer for the movie. So we'll get a bunch of stuff right around the end of next week.
Buy
Mr. Matt Astor Gaming, he goes, call me Shilly Vanilli. Then because I love my OLED. I do like OLED. No, Shilly. And Moat went after you too. He said that he loves him some Mario Kart. Hey, just because she said it doesn't mean we all agree with her.
No, they do. Hold on, let me spin another narrative.
Oh no,
if you're on the show with me, everything I'm saying is also coming out of your mouth, and it's what you think. So
Fast and the Furious, I don't know. Like, I'm really excited for this game. Oh, price is $299 and it's not OLED. Bobby1 ALU says price $299 confirmed. Awesome. Well, thank you for confirming that. And it's not OLED because that was something I was wondering. But Jade, if I get this game, I'm just going to tell you right now, you're toast. I'm just saying.
I'm actually really good at racing games, like better than I am.
You're actually okay. I'm really good at racing games.
No,
And
I'm
you know
really
that
good at
black
racing
stuff that
games.
comes out of the back of the car? If you don't, you will know what it is after you're done playing me.
Or I won't, because I'll never see the back end of your car.
Yeah, because you'll be in a
Boom.
ditch somewhere after I knock the backside of you and you start spinning into a tree or into the wall.
But then I'll pop out the other side on the secret path that you didn't know about and come in first.
Mhm.
Boom.
Listen, it doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning is winning.
Exactly.
Don't be a buster. Listen, when I play this game,
boy.
every kid that comes into the video game store, they want what I have. They spend that money.
Wait, what is this on?
This is on the arcade.
Oh, this is the arcade version?
This is the arcade version.
Yeah, it would have to be.
It doesn't matter.
All right.
It
Well,
doesn't
if you like
matter.
this, you're a shill, so.
Okay? I'm just saying.
And if you buy it, you're an even bigger shill. And if you enjoy it, you might as well just go live in Shillville.
And then
Right,
when we
you're
get
not allowed to enjoy your arcades. Remember?
and then when we get done with the match, Jade's gonna turn to me and she's gonna be like, "Dude, I almost had you." That's what she's gonna say.
That sounded just like her too.
I know. Actually, she should be more like, "I almost had you." I don't know. This reminds me of Need for Speed Underground, like 110%. I was awesome at that game. I was awesome at this game.
No,
If you
but what's
don't like
cool
it,
is as you go along, so like, okay, let's say you go through, you beat like the first level or whatever, then you can pick another upgrade. So every time you go through, you can pick more upgrades, and then you get like a code if you stop playing, and then you can use that code to like continue your gameplay. But basically you can upgrade your rims, nitrous, then aesthetics of the car, stickers, spoilers, and all that other stuff.
well, everybody
So-
knows the spoilers and the stickers make your car go faster.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah.
Mainly nitrous though.
Nah, just slap a good sticker right on the side of the car. You're good to go. Carbon
it's
fiber
like-
hood.
It's like like that's a very nighttime level, which does give you the kind of Need for Speed vibes or Midnight Club. But
Mhm.
when you're in the daytime levels, you definitely get more of like the cruising vibe. But once you get into playing the game, I feel like cruising is like very daytime now that I'm thinking about it. But once you get into the game more, it is a really fun game, and it's got like that whole like kind of like tour feel to it or whatever. But see how they were picking upgrades,
Mhm.
and so you can just continue to like upgrade your car.
Hey, Bo. Nobody likes the tuna here. Just
Need
saying.
for Speed Underground 2, I think, was my favorite. And then Need for Speed Underground 2, and then Need for Speed, oh god, what was it? The one that came out on,
I played Underground 2, and then I kind of
what was after Underground 2?
There was a drift one I thought too with Underground. I can't remember. I have a lot of them over in the other room. But PlayStation 2.
I don't know. It came
and
out on
Xbox.
360 and PC, and
No, you have to play Underground on the original Xbox. The OG.
yeah, well, see, Zohar says it's all daytime. No, you haven't even played this.
What?
You don't even know what you're talking about. Get out of here. Jay-
Do they put any cheats in this to where you can like start out with like
I don't know, actually. I really don't know if there's any cheats.
because
No,
there's
not Hot
cheats in
Pursuit.
there's cheats in the original.
Yeah, I mean,
Like if
like
you
there
just wanna
probably
play.
is, but look, it's so it reminds, it's like almost between like Cruisin' Exotica and Cruisin', like the new Cruisin' USA. Just as far as like the speed and like the kickers and stuff like that.
They have to give you a way to calibrate the steering wheel and actually have force feedback in it too. And I know a lot of the ones.
Yeah.
A lot of the
What
ones.
was after Hot Pursuit?
I don't remember. Like the other one that has.
Oh God, I'll just look it up.
What's the It's like some of the games on the arcade 1-up doesn't have the vibration or the haptics in the steering wheel. It's only
Look at this. This is the kind of stuff I love. Somebody leaves a comment on my thing where I do a poll, and they said most of your content is 1-up arcade.
Well, yeah, you're an arcade 1-up channel. I already told you that.
I've never heard of 1-up arcade. Have you guys heard of 1-up arcade?
Yeah. It's
let me just
the new.
look. Let me see.
It's
1,
a new
2, 3,
competitor.
4,
It's
5,
a new. Wait.
7,
It's
8.
a new competitor to arcade 1-up. You didn't know that?
Oh yeah, there's been 13 videos since my last arcade 1-up video. So,
But look how realistic even like the people there at the line are compared to some other games. I hope they're able to reproduce that. Hot Pursuit 2, Mitchell R says.
nope, that's not it either.
High
I'm looking it
Stakes
up right
4,
now.
Richadello says.
No.
Nope.
I don't know. There's so many of them. They blur together. I keep forgetting which is which.
Yeah.
Not Most Wanted.
Prince Malcolm says Pursuit, Hot Pursuit.
Nope. Wait. I think I found it.
Either.
Carbon.
Oh, Carbon. Yeah, I have
Underground
Carbon.
2 and Carbon were
Carbon
my
was
favorite.
good.
Oh, Carbon,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't remember. I remember the underground ones.
Yeah, Carbon was good.
Yeah, I loved Carbon, and a lot of people didn't like it, but I really liked Carbon.
I liked it. People don't know a Need for Speed. I even have them for PSP, the Need for Speeds.
Yeah.
Like I pretty much that was when I first started collecting for consoles. That was the first games that I got. Need for Speed Underground's all time best.
You had up did you put up Tokyo Drift at all so they could see the gameplay from Tokyo Drift?
No, I didn't grab Tokyo Drift. I didn't get a chance to grab it, but maybe next week when you actually have the cabinet, we'll show some footage of that, and you can kind of talk through it because maybe you'll actually have the cabinet finished by then. So Richadello says, I personally love the Crew 2. Zero Redux says, I'm getting this. If you guys missed it, we actually did a poll at the beginning, and 80% of you guys, 80% of the people that were in the chat room at the time said that they were not going to buy this. 20% said they were. So
I'm telling you, this is going to be the best racing cab that Arcade 1-up has released. I mean, unless they like totally botch the hardware software part of it. I mean, it's going to be the best one. I don't know if they're going to be able to pull off online play. That would be really sick if they did, though.
Now, this is one game that I would play online. And you guys know how much I don't care, even with Marvel vs. Capcom 2. This is a game that I would play online because I'd want to race because I'm actually pretty good at this game.
So I'm not going to argue with you that Cruisin' is more nostalgic. It's absolutely more nostalgic. I agree. But as an overall game that people will want to pick up and play, in my opinion, in my experience, and from what I've heard other people say, I think that this is more appealing. It's got more options. People like options, and it's a Raw Thrills game, so you still get that Cruisin' feel from it.
Well, it's the brand, right? Like that's what we were saying earlier in the show. Like the brand, everybody knows. And so
it's a
money
4-speed Mad Astra. It's a 4-speed. Now on Drift, it's actually just an up and down. So I think it's like, up it's like if you keep going up, you move up in gears, or down.
Yeah.
But on the first one, it's a 4-speed.
Well, either way, it'll be interesting to see what comes up, and hopefully we get some more developments from Arcade 1-up, and we can actually see some official information.
Yeah.
So if they do a 1-up show, we know that they're going to announce this because we haven't heard anything except that we saw it from people leaking it in the photos. Let's see here. Ragman. Let me see here. Let me pull up this comment here right quick. Late to the show, do we know game list or just the one game? We don't know anything at this point. Jade was speculating Tokyo Drift being one, and what was the third one that you were speculating?
Oh God.
It was one of the other fast
supercars.
Supercars. So those three.
But I don't, because supercars is like newer gen. But let me.
I would buy it with Tokyo Drift and Fast and the Furious. Honestly, those two games would be fine for me. You throw it in at $4.99, and I'm there. Like, because it's just an iconic game.
Yeah,
for me.
Okay, because Supercars was in a widescreen, like 1080p. So I think that the likelihood would more or less be that it's going to be the original in Tokyo Drift. That would make sense to me. I think even if it came with those two games, it's still a really
wait. So Zohar's throwing in a super chat here, and he's like, I think you guys are all insane. Fast and the Furious is all dark levels. It's not nostalgic. Cruising is all during the day. We're not saying that it's better than Cruising overall. We're saying for Arcade 1-Up to make money, this is a better franchise to go with because that's what they're trying to appeal to everybody, new kids and old kids.
You mean our opinion is different than yours? Is that okay?
Well, I mean, it's more nostalgic to me. It's like Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is not nostalgic to me. Did I buy it? Yeah, because a certain person twisted my arm to buy it.
But it doesn't matter because nobody's like, they're not coming out with Cruis'n USA, just like they're never going to come out with Donkey Kong. Like they have more of a chance to come out with Cruis'n USA, I think, because Raw Thrills has some level of attachment to it. But I mean, I don't think like the first one was Rare and Nintendo, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
The original, I think so. Yes.
Yeah, it was Midway, Rare, and Nintendo, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think that there's a good chance that's ever going to come out. I'm just saying, as an Arcade 1-Up cab, I think that this will be the best racing cab that they have released to this point, in my opinion.
And Brooklyn Menace, you're 100% right. Most likely because Fast and Furious is all about street racing. Street racers come out at night. They're not out in the daytime. That's what we used to do all the time. And then we have the neon glow underneath. My truck now that I drive, okay, I have lights underneath my truck now. It glows. I can change it to whatever color I want. So when I'm driving down the highway, I could have purple on underneath it. It's akin to my teen years when I used to do that with my car. And so I have a purple glow right now going on. It's just, for me, like I said, this is like, for me, the way Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was for Jade and for Moat and some of these other guys that are very nostalgic about it. It's not going to be for everybody, and I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be completely awful with the build and it could be completely awful with the emulation. Like some of you guys, like Jade, you have the original. You could be like, this emulation is terrible, and that's fine. I'm still going to get it. I'm just going to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I am still going to get it. I don't care who makes it. Like this is a cabinet I want in my arcade. Period.
Yeah.
Freaking iArcade could make it and I'll buy it. And I'm not digging them. I'm just saying. Like that's where I'm at with it. So let's just throw that out. This is my jam. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, Jayde Shelion.
Wait. Are we done?
We are done. We're way over time here.
7:40. What are you doing, Steven?
I'm trying to get us going.
This is slave labor.
Check her out.
Hey, okay.
YouTube.com/Shelion Gaming. What do you have?
Closing remarks. I don't have anything.
You don't have any videos coming?
I have stress.
You don't have no videos coming. Well, nobody wants to watch your videos according to your poll anyway. So
she has 10 Arcade 1-Up videos coming out this week.
Yeah. I've got.
No, I'm sorry.
Arcade.
No, I'm sorry.
She has 10.
She has 1-Up arcades coming out. I got that wrong.
Yeah. I have about 20 actually, Bill. And then I also am going to talk about things that I have no idea what I'm talking about. And
you
act
too?
like I know what I'm talking about. Yeah. And then
that's all I ever do.
Right. Yeah. I don't know what I'm talking about, by the way. So there's going to be that. But I actually do have to finish my food fight review. And So, this is something. My mini series that I've been working on is actually going to be pushed back. Episode 3 is going to be pushed back towards the end of this month or the beginning of next month because of some production kinks and because of the rain and some other stuff. So, it was actually like snowing and it was crazy weather out here for a solid week. But
they got an inch of snow and they automatically shut down the state. I mean, it's typical Californians.
No, it was really more rain. But anyways, so it kind of put some kinks in my scheduling for the production of the 3rd episode. So I'm just moving it to the end of this month or beginning of next, because I think that's a pretty good buffer. So hopefully I can get that done. But as far as any other videos that I have coming out or I'm working on, I have like 4 that I'm working on top of that. So yeah, but I don't think we'll see anything until next week.
Awesome. Well, make sure you guys go over there.
Well,
and
I will post. I will post a short though.
You post shorts
this
every
weekend. Day. Shut up, Steven. I will post. I will post a short though for the Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift cab when I go to pick that up, and you guys will get to see a little bit of the storage. So that should be fun.
I was just making sure you were done, so you didn't yell at me again.
Okay.
YouTube.com/Shelion Gaming. Make sure you guys go give it a sub if you haven't. Be much appreciated, Mr. Bill.
Also, I don't know if you noticed, but I've got
every
these
time.
new. They're like, look, they're adjustable.
Listen. I'm gonna be Dr. Phil here. It's not about you all the time.
Look at my headphones.
Oh my gosh. Bill, what do you got coming this week?
I don't know. No, so we showed the video of my game room. I'm going to be spending some more time working on that, getting that ready. We actually are having a party in a couple of weeks for my granddaughter who turns 1 year old. So I'm hoping to have everything up there enough to be able to show it off and let people hang out there during the party. I did get the new Star Wars cab, so I think I'm going to do a review on that. And I got another little toy recently from Anbranick, and I'm going to be doing a review of this and possibly a tutorial on how to change the OS on it.
I hope Jayde's making money off of you and Moat buying this thing.
Hey, Bill is very satisfied with this purchase. It's a very budget friendly way to play these games, with a high quality emulation / picture. Right?
She shills it and she don't even get nothing for it.
Nope.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, I mean, it's Bill's mistake for listening to me because I don't know what I'm talking about anyways.
See?
I'm stupid and have no experience. So
it's got to be the headphones.
Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
By the way, your headphones aren't lit up like they normally are. That's part of the problem this week.
No, I like it though because it's less violent, and then I just have like some subtle, like rainbow RGB lights over here. So I like this. I actually really like these.
Check out Bill's channel, youtube.com/Bill's Retro Gaming Show. Appreciate that. And then tomorrow, guys, I will have my Dig Dug cabinet that will go live some point tomorrow. I have a doctor's appointment in the morning, but I'll get that going. And I'm trying to release videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So please, I know it's a lot to ask, but go watch them. I'm not just doing it for my health. I'm trying to get these reviews out there. And then I have a few other ones that are going to come over the next couple weeks. And I've been doing mixing in some of the broadcasting equipment that I'm reviewing too. So I know a lot of you guys want to go out to different conventions and want to live stream. So there's different gear that I'll be showing, even the microphones that I'm using for the YouTube videos. Check it out, youtube.com/TechBuzz.
Oh, I didn't even get to show anybody my controllers that I got.
Yeah, you forgot because you kept going on and on about Fast and Furious.
You forgot
because she never told me 100% that she got them because she told me that they weren't there yet. So she says,
I got Retro Fighter controllers.
She goes, I'll let you know later when they get here. They probably won't get here till an hour. So anyways, Damien Deal With It says, I sold all my Ambernick handhelds when I scored my $130 Stream Deck. Well, there you go. That's the way to do it. Yes.
For $130, yeah, you can't go wrong on a Steam Deck.
But you can't fit a Steam Deck in your back pocket.
Well, true.
Boom, Game Boy status.
But I like the way Paul says, on the way to 8K subs. Awesome. I'm going to try to keep those videos under 10 minutes. That's my goal when I'm putting these videos together, unless they're like a massive tutorial, and then I'll warn you guys. But I'm trying to keep them under 10 minutes. Guys, this show is not under 10 minutes. We're going on 2 hours. We're leaving you right now. We'll see you next week. Keep it buzzing.
You're still here? Go home. It's over. Go.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.